Yes, welcome back to the C Morning Show. We are going to have psych talk, right, Karina?
That is right. We had creative block a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks
right.
ago, we discussed creative block, but this time in our psych talk, we're talking about mental block. What is that exactly, and what are the symptoms, and how do we overcome mental block? Because when you have a mental block, usually you are less productive, or you can't be productive
at all.
Right?
I feel that for sure.
You feel that?
There has been a
Sometimes.
time.
Yeah, there's
when
been
I
times.
definitely have felt like that. But don't worry, for those of you who are currently maybe experiencing mental block, help is on the way, because joining us this morning is Kusuma Dewi, a productivity coach who has helped countless individuals overcome mental barriers and unlock their full potential. Good morning, Dewi.
Hi, Dewi.
Good morning.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
So yeah, this is interesting, right? I mean, I think people sometimes talk, yeah, you know, guys, I have this mental block at the moment. But could you please define what is mental block?
Okay, thank you so much for having me in this show. It's an honor. So, what is mental block or creative block? For me, basically, it's when you really want to do something, whether it's work or hobby, but you just can't seem to get your mind to focus, and you can't flow ideas, inspiration to do what you really want to do. For me, that is a mental block. So the common signs, for example, you set the time, you set the schedule to work,
Yeah.
you sit on your studio, for example, but you cannot focus,
Right.
or you don't have the energy to do the work you normally love or enjoy,
Yeah.
or sometimes you find it hard to do tasks you normally find easy to do. You procrastinate a lot, and for my clients, for example, a lot of cases they want to do something, but they end up doing unproductive tasks such as scrolling on TikToks.
There you go.
Scrolling on
Doom scrolling, people.
Scrolling,
Doom
It's a
scrolling
thing.
on social media. So what's the cause? I mean, one of them I think you've already mentioned. The cause of mental block is, you know, doom scrolling social media, and hence you cannot focus. What are the other causes of mental block, Dewi?
From my experience, my own personal experience, having the creative block or mental block myself, and also handling a lot of cases in my clients, the root cause is you have this a part inside you that is subconscious. It is your subconscious mind that is disagree to do the things that you want to do for their specific reasoning. For example, my client, she is a content creator.
Yes.
Aspiring to be content creator. She wants to do personal branding content for her business. She already hired like videographer, copywriter to make her easy to do the content gig, the personal branding gig. And then when it's time to pause, she hit pause, and then she cannot sleep until 2 a.m. in the morning, and she deletes the pause. And when I help her, she have this part in herself, in her subconscious mind, that it's not safe to be seen. Being seen means people will judge you, people will criticize you. In Australia, they call it poppy tall syndrome.
Oh yeah. Tall poppy syndrome. Yeah.
Tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
When you are too good, too beautiful, and you are seen, it's not safe.
Yeah.
So that's what holding her back to be creative, to do the things she wants to do.
Wow.
So
Holds you back.
Yeah, but we need to find the root cause, right?
Exactly.
Like, for example, why is the mental block happening? So you have to really dig deep into yourself. It's like, why am I like this?
Could it be mental exhaustion, right? Depression. But what are some go-to methods, would you say, that you always advise your clients to try to overcome these mental blocks?
Yes. When we experience mental block, the thing that will make you get even worse, it get even in worse state is you judge and punish yourself and push yourself by being angry, by doing things that make you feel even worse. For example, if you want to be, you set the time to do whatever creative things you want to do, or you want to be more disciplined. And when the time to do it, you doom scroll. The worst thing you can do is punish yourself and judge yourself for doing that. For me, and from my experience handling clients, it didn't work. It might work for a short-term period. You can get angry to yourself. Come on, you say you want to be successful. You got to do this. You can't push yourself like that. But in the long run, you will end up hating. You will enter this cycle. I call it cycle of being productive. But after a while, you will get pulled back by your self-sabotage program.
Yes.
And then you get unproductive and then productive. So it's like on and off cycle, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So I invite my clients to do other approach, which is being curious and being loving with ourselves.
It's 9 o'clock.
So be aware instead of judging and being angry to yourself. Be curious, what is happening inside
Correct.
me? I want to learn more about me. What is happening in my subconscious mind? And then when you are interested in learning about yourself, you will not come from the energy of hatred, but curious and caring and loving. And that works incredibly well to people that I help.
That's true. It's what you said, Dewi, reminds me of this work by Dr. Christine Neff. She wrote this book, Self-Compassion. Is basically teaching us, because we do have the tendency to punish ourselves, to have self-negative talk, and that usually comes from the voices of people who've nurtured us over the years. You know, the criticism and that's why we need to learn, each one of us need to learn to love ourselves more by actually acting like a best friend. Like, if your best friend is suffering at the moment, I am sure you would be so loving to her or him, right?
Yes.
So when you're having a hard time, why don't you
be your
position
own
yourself,
best friend.
be your own best friend, you know? So yeah, this is
like that.
fascinating, Dewi, because mental block is only the tip of the iceberg, actually. You need to find the source, like you said, Dewi. Be curious about yourself. But sometimes, Dewi, a lot of people, I mean, some people find it scary to actually look inside. Now, what would your advice be? Because, to overcome mental block, you have to look inside. You have to see the root. But sometimes it can be scary because you don't want to face, like the roots that can be
the demons there.
Exactly.
There, yes.
What advice do you have for them?
Okay, for those who find it scary to even sit with yourself and your emotions,
Yes,
it is scary. For example, doom scrolling. It's a way to run away from yourself. Sometimes you don't want to feel boredom.
Yes,
because it's not fun to feel bored.
Yes,
And you go to social media to escape the boredom. For me, what might help is reframing the negative emotion, because when we judge emotions and thoughts as good and bad, it will create trouble for us, because we don't want to feel bad. We don't want to experience bad thoughts, bad emotions. That's why we run away from them. So whenever we get negative self-talk, negative emotion, we don't want to feel it, solve the problem. So will help is wording is very important, I think. Do not label the thoughts, feelings that you feel as a bad emotion.
Yes.
I choose the words pleasant or unpleasant. For example, I think it's
Much
a
nicer.
bit softer.
Yes, much nicer.
And
Yes,
yes,
gentle.
and come with the mentality of an explorer
Yeah.
or scientist. I always tell my clients, for those who are new in this self-discovery journey, self-learning journey, uh, see your emotion and thoughts like waves. When you go to the beach, you never judge the wave, right? If the waves, the tides are high, you don't judge it as, oh, that's a good one. The
Yeah.
tides are low, you don't judge it as a bad one. You see it as it is.
Yes.
It's tides, it comes and go, it has flows. See your emotions and thoughts that way.
Yes.
Whenever you have negative self-talk, if you previously you call it negative,
Yeah.
see it as it is. Oh, I have this thought today. Do not label your thoughts.
Yes.
That way, you will feel less resistant
Yeah.
to learn more about yourself. And thoughts and emotion, it's exactly like waves. Don't be afraid to feel them, to see them as
Yes.
it is, because it eventually will slow down.
Yes.
It will
Yeah.
goes up again, slow down. Yes,
Yes.
that's. I think that will help.
I always love that phrase, this too shall pass.
Yes,
Because
because it
it
will.
does.
Yeah.
It always does, right? And also, I love your point about the wording that we choose to describe something about emotions. Because I notice that even when I say like, oh, difficult emotions or difficult things to discuss, I don't choose the word difficult.
Yep.
I say
Challenging.
challenging instead.
Because you can overcome that challenge.
Exactly.
And it's like what you said, right, Marissa? Talking to your best friend, you should be able to use the right words, the right phrases that would comfort them, that would make it feel better. Yeah. Dewi, I am curious though. You have given such great advice on going to the root cause of these, basically what's causing mental block. But how do you prevent it from happening? Are there any advice that you could share with us on what we can do or methods for us not to reach that point
Yes.
of mental block?
Okay. Thank you. Great question. So I always think ourselves is like a machine. Eventually, for it's like cars, for example, it will need maintenance, right?
Yes.
So if we buy a new car, you will get the service card. If it hit 5,000 kilometers, you need to go to the service center and then repair to check if there anything need repair, to attune it,
Yeah.
to make sure it's in its optimal condition.
Yeah.
But humans, us, we tend to, especially if we are grown in families or societies or our close friend, our caregiver push us to always work,
Yes.
and hustle.
Yeah.
We we will see breaks or leisure time as something unproductive. And then we will see. For example, I have a client who is always restless. Even she have this belief that if she sleep on time,
Yes.
it is not productive because I can spend 1 or 2 hours more to learn something.
Wow,
Good.
that's quite serious. I mean, I can relate, Dewi,
Yeah.
because I'm a little bit like that. When I'm not doing anything, I feel like
How
I
can
need to
I
do something
productive?
productive.
Yeah.
But your client is
Another level.
another level, exactly. So, what did you say? I
Yeah,
mean, rest is important, right?
So important.
Yes, very important. So to prevent having a mental block and creative block, you don't want to not function, right?
Yes.
You need to schedule rest, regular rest. For me, there is a lot of type of rest. physical rest, creative rest. So sometimes you always use your mind, and then you really need to have a schedule of doing nothing, absolutely
Yes.
nothing,
Correct.
just to have space in the mind
For
to
your
recover it. So do regular breaks. I always suggest my clients to have mini breaks on daily basis,
Yes.
weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis.
Yeah.
So for daily, for example, schedule 30 minutes or 1 hour a day to do something that recharges you.
Yes.
Weekly, it might be a different thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go outside, you can do a picnic with your family, for example.
Yes.
Monthly, it's another schedule. Do varieties of activities that will nurture yourself, recharge, and rejuvenate your energy.
I
I
so
think that
agree.
will help a lot.
Work-life
Absolutely.
balance.
So do nothing, like for a certain period of time, like
And it's
30
actually
minutes.
okay to do nothing.
It is okay. I find it hard sometimes, so
It is necessary.
it is necessary.
exactly.
You know what I do so that I don't feel guilty? I sleep.
Yeah.
That's doing nothing, right? And sleep is just so important. I would just
Yes.
take naps, like a siesta,
Yeah.
like the Spaniards, for about 30 minutes to 1
Just
hour.
recharge.
Exactly, and slow down. I think that's the thing. And the great thing about the year-end holiday is that we are all, in a way, slowing down at the same
Yes.
time, and you feel less wired. And thus you avoid mental block because when you're wired, you can't think.
And you can't think, and then that causes mental breakdowns even further.
Oh my
down the
gosh,
line,
we
right?
don't want that. I mean,
Yes.
hopefully we will never reach that, right? Well, thank you so much.
Important. Thank you so much,
Kusuma Dewi.
for
Thank you.
joining us and sharing your experience on this. It's very insightful.
Bye.
Thank
See
you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Wow.
Right. How do you feel?
I feel like that's a reminder for us as well.
Oh, so
as
it's girl.
two individuals who
Yeah.
are always on the go,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need to take 30 minutes off and do nothing.
Yeah.
In your case, sleep. That's
Sleep.
still being productive because you're recharging
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
instead of doom scrolling.
Oh gosh, no. And that's why I quit Instagram.
Yeah.
And I mean, I quit social media almost in general. It's because of that. I don't want to end up running away
Yeah.
from the issues that I have to face. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be more psych talk. It's always exciting, right,
Yes.
Karina?
So exciting. I love these chats.
Exactly. Okay, let's take a breather. Breathe and slow down. We'll be right back.